So this is just a quick vlog to close out the year. 2016 is widely considered by many to be a terrible year. I can see why, looking at the news and looking in the public eye, like, you know, seeing the way people react. I could see at large people did not have a good time this year. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about how do I romanticize the ending of this year as I usually do, and close it out nice and neat. The New Year's Day is just kind of like an arbitrary ending point, like an arbitrary deadline to meet, which I use to my advantage. I try to, get done as much stuff as possible. Use that as like a way to motivate myself to be like, this stuff needs to get off my to-do list so I can have a clean slate for the new year that's coming up. Excuse me. I think that's useful. I think any kind of thing is useful. If you want to use your birthday as that, like oh, before I turn this age, I need to accomplish this, knock this off my bucket list, knock this off my to-do list. That's great. But I'm thinking about going back to like the fact that people had a bad year this year. I'm thinking about my personal year, and my personal year, it had hardships, most of them self-imposed by my brain. But honestly, like, I didn't have as horrible a year. If I wasn't paying attention to what the world was saying and like what, if I didn't get these windows into other people's lives, many of them of whom I don't really know at all, I wonder, would I have a better attitude? Would everybody have a better attitude? Would that be a good thing? I don't know. It's probably not a good thing to be oblivious to the plights of the people of the world. That's not, we should care for each other. So maybe it's a good thing that. But then you look at the news and you're like, how much of it can I believe? How much of it is filtered through a lens that's inaccurate, and it's just enough to drive anybody crazy. And it really didn't have much room to drive me bonkers, because I'm already bonkers. I'm already mad as a hatter. But I tried not to let my own brand of madness kind of consume me this year, and at certain points it certainly threatened to do so. I'm going to talk about my life because that's what I know, and that's what I have to offer here. And I advise anybody who wants to share their lives and their stories and their reasons for the good and the bad in their year, talk to the camera. It's therapeutic. Or talk to anybody. Tell people about what you've been through. Just some of the things on my list of reasons why it was a good year. For starters, I got a car, which allowed me to get, not be at the mercy of public transit like the city boy that I've been for years. And I'm still a city boy, don't get me wrong. But I can go on a lot more adventures just like freely, like whenever I want. I really took advantage of that this year. And, take pictures, get story ideas. Speaking of story ideas, I revamped my one novel. I have two novels that I'm working on, and I revamped the original one, and I made a lot of progress with writing this year, and I feel like I'm on a good track. I'm in grad school. That's awesome too. I got accepted to grad school this year. It was a challenge. That the whole grad school thing presented a lot of anxiety for me, and a lot of feeling intimidated, kind of, and feeling like my work wasn't good enough, because the stakes are upped a little bit. I'm still working as a substitute teacher. I actually really enjoy that job, because, especially now that I have a car, because I don't have to take a train to work anymore. But it's also like I get to explore new communities, like out in New Jersey, and different districts, and it's like a different thing every day. I'm content with it. And I think contentedness is a big part of what I'm thinking about this year, what I've been trying to work toward, really throughout the years, but this year I've kind of achieved this core of contentedness. And this year was really about picking up the pieces and putting that contentedness back together in a way that functions, in a way that has like a system. I'm living back in Philly now. I'm so much more involved with my church community, Circle of Hope, which I've been with for 8 years now, which is wild. And I love everybody there so much, and I love the community, and I've been consistently a part of it for the past 8 years. But it's been like a long distance thing, sort of, at some points. And this year, I'm not letting that happen anymore. I take pride and comfort in it, and I think it works for a lot of people, the people that I'm helping to serve. So that's good. For Circle Performing Arts Alliance, I couldn't have done the play, the Tempest this year. I couldn't have done that production without like passionate collaborators who want to bring theater into this meaningful community, this sphere of a safe place for artists throughout the city. And we really succeeded in making that happen this year, I think, in many ways. Like, I got back in touch with some old friends. If you're not there for a good portion of someone's life, you have a lot of catching up to do. Like, my relationship with one of my friends is like, it's completely, it feels new, but it existed years before, and that's really special. Like, it just opened up a whole new world of what our friendship could be. Yeah, 2016 wasn't a bad year for me, really, at all. My anxiety was pretty bad this year. My OCD, if you don't know, because I have obsessive compulsive disorder. That got to me pretty badly. I spent many hours like in the shower or in the bathroom, or like, you know, washing up too much or organizing things. And that's not going to go away tomorrow morning when I wake up. There's not going to be this transition where it's a new year, new you sort of thing. I'm still going to have to pick up the pieces. I just got back from a trip and I haven't had a chance to like unpack or anything, and I'm kind of in the process of that, and it's driving me a little crazy that I'm going to go into, like, you know, at 12 o'clock a.m. tonight. I'm still going to have to clean a lot of stuff up. But you know what? That's okay. It's a gradual process. The best way to work toward contentedness is to take pride in the work that you do, like the simple things, like cleaning up the house or going to work. And like, it just means so much when I go sub for a teacher and the school tells me that, you just thank you for coming in, thank you for helping us out. It's not like I volunteered, I get paid obviously, but I don't know, that's special to me because I don't know how many people really get thanked every day at work. I hope that I'm doing quality work in the positions that I hold in life and like the roles that I'm filling right now at this point in my life, because I do. That's what keeps me content, is knowing that I'm doing quality work for myself and for others, and to serve God and by serving others. To me, this was the year of reconstruction in a way. I know that's like I'm not talking about the historical period, but I'm talking about like my own personal historical period, I guess. Reconstructing that contentedness for my life so that I can be better prepared to help others out and to relate to others, so I'm not so preoccupied with getting my life in order. I know not everyone's ending this year on a good note. I know some people had really bad years. People, you know, because so many people are in the public eye, you can see it's like this, you know, fishbowl concept of seeing people's lives, and it's painful. It's painful to see people whose lives have like fallen apart over the year, and some people, you know, might need to use the next year to pick up the pieces, and those pieces might be pretty heavy and difficult and shattered to pick up. I have hope that everyone can find renewal in every dire circumstance, you know, some kind of self-renewal. I hope you do have a happy new year. I hope Christmas was fantastic too. I hope this whole week in between gave you a chance to prepare for what's ahead. Just know that there's love out there, there's contentedness out there, there's people to relate to out there, and there's a way that you can slow down and take life at your own pace. I'll see you in the next year. It's going to be epic.